Ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping it's ladies and gentlemen listening to this podcast instead of aliens. And yes, I am high. I am Patrick, and I am here with Val. It's been a very long time since we did this. I was kind of out I had a mouth procedure done a little bit. It's not
Well,
done yet, but I was out.
let's be real. You also moved across the country, my friend.
Yes, I did. I did move to
You
California.
you're like,
I
"Oh yeah,
did.
I had oral surgery," which I don't know if you know this about podcasting. Typically, you need to be able to talk. So I
Yes,
feel like
that's
it's
true.
okay. I
Yeah,
feel like I mean, plus honestly, Pat, there's been so much wrestling. I'm pretty sure that everybody's been entertained in other ways than us
right.
talking about the Devil's Lettuce and my Disney
Oh
trips.
yes,
So,
yeah.
you know, yeah.
And you've been like going to Disney so much, like every other day. Like I'll see you in Chicago, then you'll be down in Orlando, then you'll be back in Chicago, and then like 3 days later you're back down there. So I'm like, Val is that's low key kind of like your first home in Chicago, like the second home, low key.
No. Chicago is sweet home. Orlando is second home. And straight up, that's what I call it on the internet. So it's got to be true.
Okay. It is true. Everything I read on the internet is true, and I have to admit to you, Val, I haven't been paying attention to any other shit because I've been too busy in like wrestling group chats, just seeing everyone fight over and bicker over everything. Like, and sometimes I kind of go in there and troll a little bit, but I haven't really watched anything just because I kind of thought, I saw the Roman Reigns Baron Corbin big dog thing,
Oh, yeah.
and I was just like, okay. And then I also saw some things on AEW where I was kind of like, oh, well, yeah, that was kind of stupid, but I just needed to take a little breather. But we're back, and there's so much news and shit like that I want to talk about, and of course you want to talk about as well. So, shit, I guess let's get to it. The first thing at the top of the list, the ratings are in from last night, and of course, NXT wins this battle with 916,000 total viewers, and AEW had 893,000. I honestly thought both shows were really good. It
Yeah.
wasn't. I didn't think there have been some weeks where AEW has blown NXT out the water, and there's been some, in my opinion, some weeks NXT is one, but of course they gave him the edge to AEW. But yeah, I thought both shows were great. So much shit was going on last night with the brands NXT, SmackDown, and Raw and stuff, and it was really good. And I'm glad the way that they booked it was. I think most of the people that invaded were once NXT people. So we didn't
Yeah.
see like someone that probably wasn't like Dolph Ziggler or anything like that. We didn't see him there.
No
But
Goldberg. Goldberg didn't get his return back.
oh man, that sucks. I would have loved to see a Goldberg
Oh,
Riddle.
Jesus
You
fuck.
know, yeah.
That
So
would be the only, like, absolute only way I want to see Goldberg come back is
yeah,
just in, like, a vignette. Not even a match. Just, like, two ships in the night, like a nod and, like, a Broberg or whatever. You know what I mean? I know
you
everybody's
know
doing
what?
Riddle, but, like,
Yeah,
that's all I want.
Broberg would probably be better if they chanted that. That would be so funny too.
I know
But
I was, well, last week I was in Nashville
that's
for
right.
AEW Dynamite. Yeah. And the 2 weeks prior to that, I was at both NXTs. So basically every Wednesday I've seen wrestling live until um, yesterday. Because I,
Yeah, you've been
sometimes
everywhere. Yeah.
I got to spend time in Chicago too.
Yeah.
But
So
everybody,
so I gotta ask you, because you were
yeah.
at AEW for the show in Nashville. What did you think about the crowd this time compared to last time? All out.
Well, okay. So basically, me and Vinnie Mac, one of our good friends, Scotty, who used to live here in Chicago, we all used to work at Wrigley together. He and his lovely wife Heather and their kiddo, their newborn, moved to Nashville, and so Scotty was like, hey, do you guys know anybody that would want to go to Wednesday Night Dynamite? I bought 2 sets of tickets just in case they sold out, and nobody I know needs them. So I have a pair of floor and I have a pair of other seats. And we were like, well, we'll take the other seats. It's, it's like a 7-8 hour drive, but screw it.
Yeah.
Road trip. So we went. Yeah, we went and we sat in the quote unquote nosebleeds. Like, they weren't nosebleeds. They were actually really good seats. We didn't have the ramp seats because initially that was going to be Scotty and his wife, but she couldn't make it at last minute. So Vinnie Mac and I sat in like the kind of balcony, but like
y'all wasn't far. I could have swore I saw you. Did you wear a Freelance shirt?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, then I saw you. I always see. Remember I sent you the fucking screenshot the other day. I was like, I cannot escape you, Val. I'm watching random YouTube clips, and there you are,
yeah,
Val
dude,
Capone.
Okay, sidebar, just so the listeners know what we're talking about. So, Pat and I have been like, are you cool, bro? Are you like checking on each other? Because we haven't talked as much as we normally do because I've been gallivanting about wrestling tours across the Midwest and Orlando, and he had oral surgery and moved across the country. Yeah. So we haven't touched base as often as we normally do. We normally talk like all day long. Mm-hmm. And so we're just like checking in, and he goes, I can't escape you, dude. And he like put a clip of something, and I was like, Street Profits? Oh man, I love the Street Profits. What is this? And so I start watching it, and it's like top 10 things you need to know about the Street Profits.
Yeah.
And one of them is the Evolve clip talking about some of their opponents, and they showcase, like, they have like little pictures of some of their opponents in Evolve, and or some of the Evolve talent. And there's a picture of the Workhorsemen that I'm interviewing them for Freelance. And the picture was in such a way that like I was the center, and it was really weird. It was like I was their opponent in Evolve. But
hey, whatever works,
I mean, no, dude, Street Profits are so awesome. I'm kind of in love with them. I mean, but
I want the smoke. I'm with the smoke.
I feel like we already knew this though.
Yes.
Like,
I mean, devil's lettuce smoke. Of course I want the smoke. But
and like Angelo Dawkins, I love you, Angelo Dawkins. If you're listening, I mean, don't get me wrong, Montez Ford, like, what a badass talent. But I gotta be honest, my prophet is Dawkins.
That's crazy. That is.
I love him. I love it. He's been in NXT since Jump Street. Oh, dude. Yeah. Okay, I'm not kicking him out of bed for eating crackers. That's for damn sure. You know what I mean? Like yeah, I'm a fan.
So NXT, they won the war. So I can't wait for Conrad Thompson to make 7 weeks with Cody, the podcast. So
you mean Podfather? Conrad Thompson.
Podfather. Yeah. So
actually, when Vinnie Mac and I were in Nashville, we ended up going to the after thing, and it was Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, and Conrad Thompson. We're doing a thing at Zany's, and we went to it, and it was actually pretty cool. Tony Schiavone, man, that dude swears a lot. I like him.
Yeah, his podcast is really fucking hilarious because it's definitely not what you would think.
Like the opposite. But like, so the crowd that you were asking about, it was weird because when we were sitting in the balcony, I didn't really feel that great about it. There were some really cool people. The dude that I was sitting next to, he was awesome. He was a black dude that likes wrestling, and I instantly thought of you, Patrick.
Oh man, I'm glad it's more like me out there.
Yeah. Well, it was like he and I were definitely having conversations, and most of the wrestlers that we were talking about were not just like, hey, I'm the white guy wrestler. Like, you know what I mean? Like we were talking about the women and the people of color, and there were people saying not cool things again about Nyla.
Of course,
and I straight up turned around and I was like, she's a woman, deal with it. She's a woman that could kick your ass, deal with it.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, no, you're right. So we were basically talking about, the minorities of the roster, if you will. And we were vibing really well, and he was awesome. And then I think everybody started to lighten up, and, they weren't as neckbeardy. They were more like, okay, I'm not going to be neck.
They were just okay. I guess I guess it's an upgrade from the
I feel,
All Out crowd.
yeah, I feel like that they were trying to smark out, like they were like, "Oh, I know more about this person," and I straight up was just like, "Can we just shut up and watch wrestling?" And the dude next to me was like, "Thank you for saying that." And
That's
then, Scotty messaged us and he said he had to cut out because he has a newborn. And so do
uh-huh.
Vince and I want to take his seats on the ramp? And so we were like, well, yeah. So we went down there for the AEW dark matches. And boy, were they awesome.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's crazy is I think AEW Dark is way better than AEW Dynamite.
Well, maybe because they
Sometimes.
haven't put Shaz and McKenzie on AEW Dynamite yet. So you're probably right because hashtag sign Shazza.
Yeah, so they won and well not them AEW but NXT won and of course Jericho I saw him on social media today kind of saying like this is a marathon not a sprint and I'm
Mhm.
wondering if he considers NXT not a minor league anymore like okay maybe they do have some shit but then he also threw in the fact that they had Raw and SmackDown people on the show too. So,
Right.
that kind
Which,
of helped with the ratings.
I
So,
mean, and we'll see what happens this week because, technically after Survivor Series, there is no reason to have NXT and the main roster be so flippy floppy unless there's like another blood in the sand that we don't know about. But
oh yeah, it's definitely another blood in the sand or,
yeah,
uh, yeah,
but not another evolution. That's cool, guys. We're
yeah,
cool with that.
that kind of sucks. That really sucks because I thought
Yeah.
last year was really good, but
Yeah, it was like life-changingly good, and I guess it wasn't good enough. But
yeah,
did you
um,
also hear what Jericho was saying about the Jericho cruise and how the on the cruise they're gonna film an AEW Dynamite episode?
oh brother, I can smell the stench from here.
Well,
I you know I know you're gonna go on the cruise,
well, I
Val.
was
I know you've
saying
been.
you'll see me and Vince,
That's crazy. I can smell the Cheetos and
the
Monster
must.
and White Claw
Oh
from
my
here.
god, yeah.
So once again, I want to send thoughts and concerns and whatever to you because I know you love wrestling and I love wrestling too. But the last place I want to be on Earth is on a cruise with I don't know 1,000, 2,000 white men that stink.
Oh god, and then me.
Yeah, and then you. But it is what it is. I would be safe though if I was there with you because everyone knows you, Val. Like everyone knows you. So that's
Uh,
that's a good thing and a bad
well,
thing.
I already got told that a bunch of the pro wrestling tees people are going, and I've been working with them again because it's the
Yeah.
holiday season, and we're about to have like a really big sale. And basically, I'm their full time fill in. So anytime there's a sale, I'll probably either be heat pressing or packing your shirts or whatever. If you just ordered one of the Mr. Sacco autographed Mick Foley socks, yep, I shipped that out to you yesterday. Um, but so I was told by Frank, who's basically the GM of Pro Wrestling Tees, that he's going to make sure that I don't end up on the cruise ship. He's going to make sure that they don't let me board. I was like, oh, thanks, Frank.
How about that? That's probably he's looking out for you. He probably knows how bad it's going to smell, and he's like, you know what? I can't have Val on that boat. I get it.
No,
I understand.
I think
Um,
he feels like I'm going to get arrested or something. I don't know.
yeah. Um, I'm okay now, Val. I know we're in the news, but something just came to my mind, and I know this is going to sound really, really, really crazy coming from me.
Oh,
It's like
are you high?
yes, I am,
Okay.
but
Uh,
I saw this interview today
Do you
on
love Frank the
YouTube.
Clown?
No, still hate him.
Even though
Still
I
hate.
ran into him at Disney World, did you see that crap? I was like,
Yes,
come on,
I
dude.
did. Yeah, he can't get away from that guy. I wish someone would just drop an anvil on him like a cartoon or something. But anyway, um, yeah. So I'm watching this thing on YouTube because normally during the day, like when I'm not doing nothing, I'll turn on YouTube and just random shit plays.
Hmm.
And the Chris Van Fleet, wherever
Yeah.
guy, he
Yeah, Chris Van
interviewed.
Vliet.
Yes, he interviewed someone that I really like, truly hated,
I was
and
gonna
at
put this in our notes, babe, just so you know this is how much I love you and I'm so happy to talk to you again. Because I was like collecting things for us, points for us to touch upon and yada yada.
yeah,
And I was like, oh, let me see who Chris Van Vliet interviewed recently because I like and respect the guy. I think he does a great
yeah,
job, and that's, you know, I would love to do what he does full time, but for like, the Chicago indie scene. And
yeah,
so I really watch all of his videos and I learn a lot from it every time. And I was gonna, yeah, but I
yeah.
couldn't. I feel like if anybody has listened to the show, if not Frank the Clown, who does Patrick despise more than anyone? Any real one. Who does he
Yes,
despise more than any real one?
it's definitely Enzo. And
Oh, God.
and you know what? I watched the interview, and you know what? He doesn't seem like a bad guy. I
You
don't know if he. I don't know if it's a rebrand. I don't know what he's doing. All I know is when I got he still talks a lot, like he talks a lot, but I didn't see like the cockiness, like annoying how you doing. Like I didn't get that from him. It sounded like just a normal person going through everything that happened from the allegations to everything, and he was really cool about it. He wasn't over hyped like he was overdoing it, like doing what stupid Enzo would normally do. Like he actually seemed like an all right person. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna give him another chance. I'm gonna give him, and he spoke very well about Big Cass as well, and with everything that he's going through with his addictions and stuff like that. So I have to applaud Enzo Amore. I thought he did a very good job, and yeah, that's all I gotta say
Wow.
about it. I
I
I will
mean,
give another shot.
I'm like impressed, and it's always good to not hold hate in your heart. It's always good to like preach positivity rather
Wait a
than
minute.
negativity
I I kind of still have some hate in my heart, just a
for
little
him
bit.
or
No,
for
nothing
who?
for someone else. And that's the next person that we're going to talk about because
Oh, snap.
okay, ACH. Okay, I get it, right? And this is the first time that we've talked about this because we haven't been recording, and a lot of shit with Jordan Miles or ACH has
Yeah.
happened. And I think this is just my personal opinion. I think the way that he went about it was very wrong. Has WWE been accused of racist stuff in the past? Yes, I've seen Vince McMahon call John Cena the N word. So yes, I've seen some.
Well,
I've
have you
seen.
seen all the characters from the 80s? I mean, like,
Oh
come on.
yes,
Like,
yeah, yeah, it's all that. I've seen the Mexicals come out on lawnmowers. Seen a
yeah.
lot of stuff. So if that was the case, I think it was all right. Let's go ahead and we'll handle that. But going public with it and then dragging other people into it from Ring of Honor, like Jay Lethal, who caught a bullet for
So what
whatever.
we're talking about, of course, is the fact that there was that slew of NXT stars shirts released basically the same day that AEW Dynamite came out, right? Wasn't it that week,
Yeah,
like around
yeah, it was
October
that
2nd
week.
or whatever?
Yeah,
And there were some tchotchke looking shirts. Like, holy shnikes, did they look terrible. They clearly were like, hey, interns, put these names into an image generator and see what comes up. And the Jordan Miles one was very, very not cool. The second I saw it, I was like, oh no. Like it looks very similar to blackface.
yeah, dude. But to me, it's funny.
Hey
Like,
babe, I'm
okay,
not I'm not going to tell you how to feel about that because I'm sorry, as a white woman, I don't have the right to tell you how to
yeah,
feel
I
about
know.
that. I can just
Eh,
tell you that I think it's fucked up and wrong that that was ever even a thing in our society, and I'm embarrassed as an American that that was a thing so prominent in our theatrical culture and
Uh-huh.
cinematic experiences. Like, it's gross and it's disgusting.
Oh, Val, I know
But if
you're
you
all
laugh
for
at it,
us.
baby doll, if you want to have a laugh, then I say I'm not gonna laugh with you, but you have a good time. And if that's how you like, I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. The reason that I laughed at the shirt, it wasn't it was clearly racist, I get that they were trying to, like, oh, he smiles a lot, so we're gonna make. I feel like the shirt wouldn't have been as bad if it was white, like if it had a white background.
On gray, as was suggested that Road Dogg mentioned.
Yeah, like if it was on that, I think it would have been, no one would even thought of that. Like it is, like when you see it on a black background, it definitely looks like, that's some racist shit.
Yeah, man.
So I get it, but going to Twitter, and I saw the live video when it happened.
Yeah.
And of course he didn't
bombs and
like I'm kind of, I think what set him off was someone called him Uncle Tom in the comments, which,
but
like I said,
didn't he use that term, which I don't like to repeat? I mean, I don't know, man. I like everybody.
I like everybody too.
Like, except for racist people and homophobic.
He said that about Jay Lethal. He said that he was one of those. And my thing is look, he got released from the company. Good for him, because WWE could have been really petty with that and just, kind of Luke Harper'd him or something like that, and he could have just been at the house, or they could have did him like Neville and had him sit, at home for like a year, So very happy that he got his release, but I thought that he went about it the wrong way. And I also need for, because I look in Squared Circle a lot, and I look at like other wrestling like group chats and stuff like that. And I need for not only white people, but black people too. We need to stop being like, hey, and I've been guilty of this too. We need to stop saying like, hey, what does Booker T, or hey, what does Mark Henry think? Like everyone always wants to know what those two guys think about when it comes to something black in wrestling and shit like that, So we need to stop doing that.
For me personally, if I were to have that thought, I would be like, the only reason it wouldn't, I don't know. I don't feel like they can represent every single person of color. I mean, that's just not possible. But I feel like because they definitely were around in the many, many, many years that it was racism was running rampant, that would be where my perspective would come from. Like, hey, man, as somebody that already lived through all the bullshit and is watching it slowly get better, what do you think? But I wouldn't be like, hey, you're a black dude, let me ask your opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense, or does that sound like a total asshole?
No, it makes total sense. That's like if something like with you, something, well, that's not really a good analogy. Like I was going to say something like if something happened in roller derby, like someone got hurt, like I call you because you're the roller derby person. You probably don't want to talk about it. Like you're probably tired of fucking talking, which I know you're not. Like you love that.
I can talk derby all day.
Yes, I know. So that's why I said it was a bad. Yeah, but it's kind of like,
And it's almost kind of like saying that Booker T isn't a, Hall of Fame wrestler, that Mark Henry isn't a Hall of Fame. Like, two-time. Like, well, 5 times, but, I would rather ask him about Shucky Ducky Quack Quack.
Yeah, and tell me you didn't say that. Yeah, so once again, ACH, he's completely free. I see he's already been booked for some stuff. Yes. And my thing is I'm just a little disappointed because I'm pretty sure he was about to be booked to the moon, winning the NXT Breakout tournament and fighting Adam Cole for the championship on TV. And now it kind of sucks because now I feel like whatever push he was going to get, they're just going to push it to the next minority, which would be Mr. Shane Strickland, a.k.a. Isaiah Swerve.
But I got to say, though, I feel like that if they do put the push on Swerve, I don't think it's because they're like, let's look for the next minority. I think it's because they were already feeling hot for him, too. And they've been putting him, they've been setting him up in the position with like people that are already over with the general public, you know what I mean? Not just the indie darlings. Like
Yeah.
Swerve has got it. And I also can see where people might think that it's because he's a person of color, but like I really truly believe it's because Swerve's house. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Because
And you.
everybody was doing that chant at NXT when I was there at Full Sail. And I was
Yeah.
surprised because a lot of times when I go to WWE shows or NXT shows that are not at Full Sail, people don't know the indie connotations. When I'm like, oh my God, I love Chris Hero, they're like, who?
Who?
And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Cash Sono. You know, like they don't get it. They don't translate
Right.
because they just don't know. But I feel like people are already
Yeah.
like
They just
buying
don't.
what
Yeah.
Swerve is selling, you know?
Yeah. Like Isaiah's been killing. Also, Orny Lurkin has been killing it, and he asked for his release. I don't get it. Like he just had a great match, I think, with Leo Rush, not that long ago, that I thought was spectacular, even though he lost. And I guess he asked for it in October. He asked for the
Yeah.
release. So,
And
now,
he's already changed his Twitter name back to Biff Busick, which was his Indies name. And
yeah.
he's got shows booked with Progress and Beyond. And I mean, Sin Cara also asked for his release. Like there's a
Look,
lot.
look, okay. Sin Cara leaves, no one really gives a damn. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Even though I think he's a great talent, and I thought he was great as Hunico, um,
So do
he,
you think that they're going to grant him because they don't look at him as a threat? Because I feel
yeah,
like that's what they do. They were like, oh, Ty Dillinger, he's a nobody without the number 10. He'll never do anything. And then, you know, he ended up marrying the most gorgeous Australian woman, and
that's
he's
true.
the chairman. And, you know, like we're making his shirts at Pro Wrestling Tees that say Sean Spears. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think still in WWE eyes they don't look at Shawn Spears as a threat. Not to say that he's not good in AEW, but he's not really like, the main. He's not a main event guy over there. And I don't see if Sin Cara did go over to AEW, which I think he would be more leaning towards New Japan or maybe work Puerto Rico or something like that. I don't see him just going to AEW like that. But I also see him like I looked at the translated version of it. It just seems like he's getting older and he just wants to do just more shit, and he doesn't want to just sit and catering on Raw. And it really sucks because they brought up the Catalina mask woman wrestler, and now it's kind of like, okay, now she's kind of stuck with nothing because I don't think Sin Cara's been back on TV since he asked for his release. And I saw a thing today, Triple H, he commented on that, and he said that he preferred not for talent to do that on social media, but it is what it is. So what I got from that, and it could be me just being high or just me just whatever, I don't think Triple H gives a shit about it anymore. If they feel like you want to go and they let you go, then go ahead. There's no sweat off their back. But I definitely think they pick and choose. I don't think Sin Cara is a threat per se, so I don't see him going over to AEW or whatever. So, but yeah, man, like, Orny Lorcan is out. So, and what's the news with Alicia Fox?
Well, one of the things that we've heard about Alicia is that she's had a couple of issues where she showed up intoxicated to wrestle and things like that.
Oh
And it's just,
yeah.
it's something that we've been watching for a few months now and hoping that she's doing well. And, she just posted recently about her sobriety. She's been working really hard on maintaining sobriety. So she's doing what she can to be good to herself. So we're just hoping nothing but the best for her.
Yeah, for real. Like it took a lot of courage for her to do that. I saw the post and I thought it was really cool. Well, not cool, but it was good.
Well, it's not a cool situation, but it's great the way that
Yeah.
she's finally handling it in a
Yeah.
way that's positive for her to grow as a human,
Yeah,
And
and of course we saw all the rumors and stuff like that. So it's good that she's trying to get past that and just live life and stuff. And hopefully she can come back and be a part of wrestling. I know they moved into the alumni section on the
But I think
WWE.com.
that's, she is the wrestler that's been with WWE the longest. She has
Yeah,
the longest tenure on the roster, male or female, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, she's been
Um,
like 12 years, I would say.
yeah,
I would say probably her and probably Miz.
yeah.
So yeah, that's I'm really happy for her and glad that she's taking care of that. So now we get to, I guess, like the big news that happened. Of course, starting with last week with the surprise return of Chick Magnet Punk, Chicago made Punk,
Chick
Company
magnet.
Man, Company Man Punk,
Yeah.
returned to, I guess I want to put air quotations, WWE.
Well, but no, that's the catch. Is it's a WWE show on FS1, so it's
Right.
actually a Fox show. So
Yes.
he works for Fox, not WWE, and he made that very clear this Tuesday. You can find it all over YouTube if you haven't seen it already.
Yeah.
But basically, he was very, very, very upfront about saying, "Hey, I'm gonna smash talk the product if I don't dig it because that is my job. I work for WWE. Or I don't work for WWE. I work for Fox." So
I kind of call bullshit on Phil. I know he's talking like well, I don't want to call him Phil because I don't want to get killed. But of course, Renee asked if he thought about returning to the ring, and he kind of paused for a little bit, and he went off into this long ass speech, basically saying that he's not actively pursuing a in ring return, but I can see it happening. They're not going to be dumb and oh, Punk is going to be in the Royal Rumble. I don't even see WrestleMania this year. I say starting next year. I say give it a year. Around this time next year, Punk will be back or he will be worked into some type of fucking angle, and he'll be back. And I'm pretty sure how they're going to start it is they're going to bring whoever he's going to be feuding with on backstage, and voila, So, but Punk is back. Everything seems great. The viewership went up on the ratings. I know they were pulling in probably about 50K, I think, and now it went up. I don't know the exact number, but a lot of fucking people watched it for CM Punk. So it's really good to see him, and kind of I just know Tony Khan is so salty about it. I just know, it's been such a bad, low key. This has been a bad month for Tony Khan. And this is just me speaking. This is Patrick. Views of Patrick only. I heard about the incident that Eric Bischoff, he kind of described. I think it was the roast of Tony Schiavone. Well, first, before that, the two people getting to the fight, Jimmy Havoc and I forgot who it was, but I know Jimmy
it
Havoc was
was
the one that got
Excalibur.
Excalibur.
It
Okay,
was
so
Excalibur. It was one of the commentators.
yeah, so Excalibur and Jimmy Havoc getting to it. Then they had this roast of Tony Schiavone, and Mark Madden makes a joke about Tony Khan, calling him a money mark, which personally I think he is, but that's just my opinion. And I guess
Now, what do you mean by a money mark, though?
basically a guy that wants to be one of the boys that just is throwing his money around to try to pursue people to come to AEW. I think okay, I'm gonna give this 1 minute. Okay, this is just my personal opinion. I love AEW.
This
I
is
love
Patrick Pryor's minute of opinions.
yes. I love. Look, don't get me wrong. I love what AEW is doing. Like I think they have great shows. I think Tony Khan is a good person, but I also think that he wants to be one of the boys really bad. And like I see these pictures of him, like fucking chilling, hanging with the Bucks and hanging with Jericho and all types of stuff. And I just feel like he wants to be one of the boys. Kind of reminds me of if Vince wasn't around, that's probably what Shane McMahon would have probably been doing like 20 years ago. Like just
I can see that.
So, and like I said, there's no ill will or nothing like that. I don't dislike Tony Khan or anything like that. I actually think he's a really good dude, and I like I like that he's doing his post interviews. He answers every fucking question. So I thought
Uh,
or some of them. I know. Look, I know. Look, I already know. You ain't got to tell me. I'm winking at you if you don't know. I already know. I smell what you're cooking.
thank
But
you, The Rock.
yes, but I think that he's a mark. I think that, and this is my opinion, I think that Cody, I think the Bucks, I think Kenny Omega is completely using Tony Khan. I think Jericho is in on it too. I think they're using Tony Khan. He's the guy with the money or whatever. Because really, it doesn't.
Is it like the one kid in high school whose parents bought him a really nice car, and so everybody's friends with them just to get a ride?
Right. I think.
Okay.
Look,
Because like I'm a city kid, so I took the CTA, so I didn't give a
Yeah.
crap what somebody's car was. I didn't learn how to drive till I was 19. Dang it!
That's
But like,
crazy.
I know, right? But like, I mean, you see that happen all the time, like where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you have the shiny new toy, so we're gonna play with you, but we don't actually really like you now that your toy is old and broken. Do you think that's what's going
I
on?
did.
Because I mean, I don't know if I agree with that, but I can absolutely see why you think that, why you feel that.
I wouldn't say like people are gonna turn on him once AEW is like the old thing. I just feel like because I also think, and this is my personal opinion, Cody and the Bucks was not the superstars of All In. I thought that was Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor helped out a lot for All In, and they didn't get enough credit for it. And you saw who suffered for that after that show ended. No one's talking about Ring of Honor right now.
Oh no, we'll talk about Ring of Honor later, but
Yeah,
for
yeah,
different reasons.
yeah. So I felt like just keeping it 100. Cody used in the Bucks. They used Ring of Honor for their talent. Um, and the same thing with Tony Khan. I think that he's a great dude, but I think he would rather be cool with the guys. Like I said, always see him posted up with the Young Bucks. Always see him posted up with Jericho, like they're buddy buddy. And you can just look at just the pictures of Jericho and him. Like Jericho's probably like, look at this schmuck. Like I don't like whatever. But that's just me. That's just the energy that I get from Tony Khan. I feel bad if they are just using him and stuff like that. And I also see Tony Khan being a on-screen character very soon. I know he says he doesn't want to do that, but I see him being a big part of AEW TV starting sometime next year.
But here's the deal. Isn't he already? He's already doing like the post-match scrums.
Yeah.
Like, so isn't he already? Oh, no. I don't want to be. But isn't that your role, that you don't want to be the figurehead and you don't want to be the guy? You just want to make sure everybody else, like, I just want to lift everybody else up. Like, isn't he already?
Yeah,
I
kind
mean,
of.
I get what you're saying, and I can see why you might be a little cynical, being like a diehard wrestling fan for so long, and we're so used to getting the rug pulled out from under us. But me personally, being the like cautiously optimistic goofball that I am, I like to think it's because Jericho's the world champ, and because
He's the youngest AEW champ. I had.
Yeah, well, male AEW champ.
Yes.
But because Rio is very young, but
very young.
but like I feel like that's why they're always posting together. Plus, Jericho is like the youngest champ, but the senior talent. You know what I mean? And they have a lot of tie-ins and marketing things and blah blah blah. And then I also think that Nick and Matt Jackson are always with him because they're like the part of the VP package. That's why they're always together. I think Kenny isn't with him as much because Kenny is seemingly just kind of like nerdy doing his own thing. And, he doesn't, I mean, yeah, he's out there, but he doesn't put himself as out there as, say, Cody or the Bucks do.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, that's just my person, but I absolutely can understand why you would be like, this is a poser, dude. But
I'm going to play out. I'm going to let it play out.
Yeah, like I just don't see that. I see it as this guy, his family has done very well for themselves.
Yeah.
They're involved in sports and sports entertainment already. And I think he legitimately, truly loves wrestling. And he's like so stoked. I kind of feel like he's like, us, except for
But
he's
see,
got
that's the
gajillions of
problem.
dollars.
That's the problem. I think he's like us too much that he would just let a lot of shit, a lot of people get away with a lot of shit. That's why we're seeing some people kind of leave the promotion because of certain things that went on backstage. You're seeing people having fucking fights and shit in front of the owner of the company. And it's like, it's whatever, it's like it's a college over there, So, or Tony has to always go on Twitter and clean up after some mess that someone on social media might have posted some AEW news, and he got to come behind him and say, oh, you can't get the crowd too hyped because they thought it was a big announcement, so now we have to do something for them now. I feel like he's just too nice, and I feel like the boys know that he is a super fan because Tony Khan's one of those guys that can be like, oh, I saw fucking CM Punk versus Chris Hero go 60 minutes on this tape and stuff like that. Like, he's a mark, but he's just
Like,
a
he
mark
does.
with money.
I truly believe he loves wrestling. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
really,
believe
really.
he loves it. Yeah, I just feel like the people at AEW, some of those guys, Bucks and Cody and Brandy and Jericho and Kenny, I think they see, okay, this guy's a mark, and we need someone to kind of back us with the money. Who's all in? And they were probably like, yeah, we're all in. Woo woo. And they were probably too sweeting each other. And
Or
that's
one
what happened.
sweeting, one
Yeah,
sweeting.
one sweet. Yeah, But yeah, so I'm sorry we got off track with that. It was just a thought, a high thought that I have. I just think that Tony Khan is a mark with money, and they know that, and they're taking advantage of him. But I don't know. But go on a more positive note. The New Day
Oh yeah, the
is
power of positivity, shall we?
yeah, yeah. They're getting a podcast that should be dope. It should. I'm wondering, what it's all about. I hope it's good. Because WWE, now that they're in the podcasting game, and I have to admit, Corey Graves' podcast is really fucking good, and I didn't want to get into it because I think he's a dick. But and that's just personal, because he says a lot of like wild stuff on Twitter, and sometimes he'll get political too. But and of course, I guess that kind of rubs off from his little brother playing the gimmick that he plays. So, yeah.
Well, how do you mean by that though?
Ain't his little brother like Sam Adonis? Like, he has. I could have swore at Warrior Wrestling he was like pro-Trump, kinda. Or maybe I might have seen him in another video of him portraying a character that was like that. I might be mistaken. I'm pretty sure I'm not, because I remember he had on like red, white, and blue tights. But
yeah,
so I don't know.
Yeah, he definitely has like a Trump loving character, and he has like Trump's face on his.
Right.
I mean,
I thought it was going crazy. Yeah. So and like I said, Corey Gray's podcast I think is really, really, really good, and he does ask a lot of questions, and they say a lot of no words like AEW and things like that. So I'm interested to see what the New Day has in store. But one thing I'm not looking forward to is Hulk Hogan, old racist white ass, in a ring at. Hey Siri, how old is Hulk Hogan?
Hogan is 66 years old.
Okay, I don't want to see some old ass white 66-year-old man, racist man. Yeah, in a WWE ring, a NXT ring, 205 Live. I don't want to see him. The only way I would want to see Hogan fight is if it's in a Hell in a Cell and it's against Brock. That's the only way I want to see, or maybe The Fiend. I'll see that. Or we can get really crazy with it and put him in an elimination chamber with 5 black dudes.
Whoa! Wow, shit just got weird.
So we could go that route too, but I definitely don't want to see Hulk Hogan. I understand what he's trying to do because he said he don't want his last match.
Man, I don't, because fuck
But-
that. It's bogus. He's 66.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
no
not
one.
gonna sit there and try to play, roller
The man
derby
can-
against the best in the world just because I've played for 15 years. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, do I want my last match to be like, oh, I tore ligaments in my ankle at a practice, so I never had a final game? No, I don't want that to be the case. But you know what I'm not going to do? Is try to do something that I'm not, and that's go ahead and skate against some of the best of the world. For him to want a Mania match is like
That's insane.
insulting to the nth degree. Like,
That's insane.
I mean,
You better
when
do
I
it at
read
one of them
this,
Saudi shows.
oh
He-
girl,
you
when
gotta
I
do
read
that.
this, I started getting so mad, Patrick. When I was like typing this out, I was like, that's why all I could type was Hogan is pushing for a Mania match. Woof. Because like I was just so mad. And I mean, that's also insulting to like Dixie Carter, who gave him a chance and shit, Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry that your last
another
match
money
is in
mark.
TNA. Yeah, for sure.
I-
But like, I'm just not. You know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to spring like a shit ton of my personal savings account to make sure I'm at WrestleMania like I did this last year. Like,
I don't
that's
think
the
it's
kind
gonna
of
happen. I don't.
dude, it's
I don't
fine
think
if
it's
it
gonna
does
happen.
because I will be at Effie's big gay brunch not giving a fuck what Hogan's doing on Mania.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
I don't
Although
think it's
that's at
gonna
11
happen.
a.m. So
The dude can barely walk. Like he can,
That's
like
cool.
Hogan can. Yeah, Hogan. And I feel like if he was going to wrestle, he would have taken a bump by now. Like he would have been attacked by the Fiend or Saudi Arabia. He would have been part of like some fucking greatest Royal Rumble ever. And he would have had like a little spot where he, do the U, and then he gets eliminated by Mansoor, who's going to be 39-0
yeah.
in Saudi Arabia. And it's
Yeah.
funny because, as much as I hate what goes on, with everything going on over there, Mansoor is actually a decent wrestler, and I watched some of
Okay.
the stuff they did on NXT.
I was gonna say, like, when I was at NXT, what was it? No, it was 2 weeks ago.
2
I want to
weeks
say
ago,
that Mansoor had a match on.
Uh-huh.
He did great, and the crowd loved him. And
Yeah.
everybody would like the general consensus, because when I was at Full Sail, it felt like I was at Logan Square Auditorium, except for there was a shit ton more video cameras, like, and professional, like the professional like we do have a professional entrance. Our guy Tom, who does the lighting for entrances, is amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, they had, thank you, but like they had like a jumbotron. They had like a baby, not a Titantron, like a Babytron. Not even that. That doesn't work either. But you know what I'm saying? Like they had a pretty pro entrance ramp and the whole 9 yards. But the crowd felt like it was a Freelance show or an AAW show, because people were like really educated, but not in a jag-off way. They weren't smarky. They were marky. They were freaking out. We were all stoked about AJ being there.
Yeah.
And like Finn Balor showing up, and I pretty much peed my pants over Ciampa and Babesler, but that's to be expected. I mean, like, it was cool. Everybody was freaking out. And people all around me were like, man, Mansoor is really good. It's a bummer he's tied to those Saudi Arabia shows.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's definitely Saudi Seth. That's why I call him Saudi Seth.
Oh, yeah. But that's not even fair to him, because he's a good
it's not
wrestler.
fair. Yeah, he's really good.
Not to say that Seth isn't, but like to say Saudi Seth is like almost negating his personal ability just because of his background.
I'll put it like this. I only follow 2 people from NXT on Twitter. He's one of them, and I guess Stokely. But he's not. Yeah, he's NXT. He just hasn't been on TV. So Stokely Hathaway.
Why are you not following Oni Lorcan, even though he asked for his release? Because that dude, throw him up. He is amazing.
I would follow him, but he gets retweeted on my timeline so much, it's like I'm already following him.
What about Shayna Baszler? I'm just going to start retweeting everything for everybody on NXT.
Oh, Lord. I think I need to follow Keith Lee, though, because I think he
How do you not follow? Are you
shitting
me? How do you not bask in his glory? Like,
he is the reason why NXT won the war. I'm going to tell you why this week. He did amazing on Raw last week when he did that over the top rope fucking suicide dive. Then he went to SmackDown and did a fucking moonsault off the top rope. And then this Monday, he fucking threw Umberto into the fucking, I don't know, the fucking arena, the aisle or whatever. Like, he's been crazy. And then last night, the thing that he had with Drew McIntyre. Like, Keith Lee is low key, and Mia Yim also true MVPs of NXT, especially these last 2 weeks.
Sidebar, power couple. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they're definitely a power couple.
They're so perfect. Oh, I love them so much.
So yeah,
wait, real quick. Speaking of a power couple, can we just give a little props and congratulations to Tessa Blanchard and Daga?
Oh yeah,
on their engagement.
Yeah.
Holy shnikes! Their announcement was perfect. Like, just, it was so cute, and it was perfect. And like, I'm just so happy for them because they're both wonderful.
Yes, that is what's up. Shout out to white women marrying Latino men. It's like a come up. Charlotte got her thing going on. Like,
calm down. Don't even go there. But it was really cute. It was really cute. Their like Instagram announcement of it was like them holding each other's hands and this beautiful beach scene, and it's just really damn cute. It says my whole heart for my whole life, and then he also tweeted it in Spanish.
I mean, nice.
It's just perfect. They're just perfect. So shush you with your white women.
Oh no. But something that wasn't perfect though. Man, Jim Cornette.
Oh God. I know. I was just like, oh man. Oh no.
Now, first of all, I want to say that NWA, they are cowards, number one, because I feel like they should have fired him instead of him being able to just resign and kind of, I felt like
that's what I was saying around the Heat press. We were all chit-chatting about it, and I was just like, why did they even let him resign? It's not good enough.
I felt like that apology that they put on Twitter was BS, because I feel like they would go through the shows before they put them on YouTube and, edit things out. So it was kind of like oops, we're sorry we offended you. We're going to take it off. It wasn't like, oh, damn, that was really fucked up. We sincerely apologize. It was just more so like, oh, we're sorry that you caught it. And it was a clip on, and I'm not going to even repeat what the fuck Jim Cornette said, but it was really wild. And it's funny because
it was so bad, Patrick.
And, I'm just like, man, that sucks, because I actually thought Jim Cornette was a good asset to that show.
No.
Only because of just a throwback feel. That's it.
Nope.
Not taking away like what the characters and stuff on there do, but I felt like okay, well, Val said nope, so it is no. I'm not going to even speak on it no more. That's what it is. Nope. So Jim Cornette is, I guess, a piece of shit. And like I said, he went a little bit too far for that. But like I said, NWA, I think we're some cowards for just letting him resign. And I know they only did that because he's quote unquote Jim Cornette. If that was someone else, they definitely would have fired him and made it such a big deal. A shout out to I want to say Nick Adonis, who put up a statement basically saying like, yeah, that was kind of fucked up, what happened during our match. And it's that's all I gotta say about that. And I know so many neckbeards, they swear by Jim Cornette like he's their fucking uncle, their long lost uncle or some shit. But certain things that you probably could say, even if they were wrong back in the 80s, you definitely can't say that shit now. So, but once again, NWA cowards for letting Jim Cornette just walk like that. But whatever.
It was bogus. It was so bogus. He's bogus. I'm glad he's gone. Like, there's not, man. As soon as they no. Everything about him is no.
It's sad. It's sad because NWA Power is actually a good show. I guess
Power is really good, and it sucks for people like Colt Cabana and Thunder Rosa and Nick. I mean, like Nick Aldis, like that. James Storm, like they worked their damn ass off. You know, Marty Bell, like it
Yeah,
just sucks because
yeah.
they have a solid roster. They have a really good thing going. I mean, honestly, I really enjoy it a lot. Like a lot, a lot, a lot. Like I've been I'm sure you're gonna be surprised. I've been looking into just going down to Georgia and checking it out and seeing
What?
it live. Yeah, because it looks I watch it all the time. I think it's great. There's only been like what, 7 episodes, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
But
Yeah.
I watch it all the time and it's just great. And I like it. And you could look, here's the deal, man. Straight up. You know what you could be? You could be old school without being racist. You could be old school without being misogynistic. You
Hmm.
can be old school without being homophobic or transphobic. You
Yeah.
can be old school and still get that vibe. Because you know what? When I watched the like Nick Aldis going against Tim Storm and he defeated him for the championship, and Tim Storm can never wrestle again for the title, and the whole thing with Camille, like that's old school. Like those are old school storylines. You know what you don't need to do is drop N bombs or F
Oh
bombs or
yeah.
just to get a point across. Like I don't need to make Jew jokes just to admit I'm Jewish, so I can say that. Like you know,
Yeah.
like you know what I'm saying? Like it's bullshit. And the people excusing him, it's fucking offensive to people like me and you that love wrestling and are tired of the old white dudes being the only ones who have any fucking say about what we love. It's just
Oh
wrong.
man, wait a minute, wait a minute. It's not just the old white man; it's the young ones too. Like
Oh
I said,
yeah, that's fair,
there's
baby.
a
That's fair.
few,
That's fair.
and like I said, and oh my god, I
You
Brad
know who doesn't
Shepard.
deserve this? Like what? You know what I want to see happen? Okay, they fucked up. They should have fired his ass. They should have not never aired it, and they should have fired it, and it should have leaked why he got fired, right? But
Mhm.
what I think how they can make up for it, is like put him in a ring with Eddie Kingston and just let that motherfucker
Oh
go.
wow, oh
Whether it be
wow.
physically or just on the mic. Let that man rip that poor excuse of a man to shreds.
You would turn fucking Jim Cornette into cream of wheat. So of
Yeah,
course,
and you know
yeah,
what?
yeah,
Eat that shit up with a spoon. Like
yeah.
Allison Kay doesn't deserve this shit. She's on there.
Oh
Ashley
yeah,
Vox,
that's
I'm
right.
so damn
Yeah,
proud of her. She doesn't deserve. I'm so angry because like
yeah. I can tell. Yeah.
I love power. Like
Yeah.
you know,
And yeah,
uh,
look, it is what it is. I guess fuck Jim Cornette. It is what it is. But one thing I guess we can't say um fuck about is I guess this next well we got tomorrow, we got SmackDown tomorrow, we got a freelance show coming up, and we got War Games on Saturday, Survivor Series on Sunday, and then of course the Monday Night Raw. After you, we got a lot of shit. We got like I'm looking through the list, like we have a lot of stuff. Can you tell us a lot? Well, yeah, can you tell us about the freelance show? That's like the
oh
most
yeah,
important
yeah.
thing.
Sorry, I'm still fuming. I'm still over
Yeah.
here pissed off at Jim Cornette.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad,
Oh my
baby.
god, I love wrestling so much.
You are like, well, you're not a neck beard.
I'm a
And I
fucking
know
lady mark, and
I
there's
know you're a
nothing
lady
wrong
mark.
with that.
You know,
I'm also.
you might be a money mark.
What are you talking
You might
about?
be a money mark.
Wait,
You,
whoa.
you
You're
might be a
acting like,
money
first off,
mark.
you gotta have money to be a money mark. You want to see my credit card debt? Let's
No,
talk.
I don't. No. But I do see you Val. I've seen you on my TV live quite a few times this year, and you've been in very good spots every
Look,
time. If I
look,
can see your T-shirt clear, then you're in a good seat.
look. I just know how to find these tickets.
Okay. Okay. That
I will tell you straight up, the only astronomical price ticket that I ever paid. I mean, okay, I've paid a lot for wrestling in my day. I
yes.
have. Vince more so, honestly, because usually what happens is Vince will secure the tickets and I'll get, like, the deal is he'll take care of the tickets, I'll take care of the flights and hotel, right? because we like get a double bed hotel. We share the hotel.
Yeah.
We're like brother sister combo, right? And a lot of times I'll be able to find sick cheap airfare, and I'm always like, dude, let me buy dinner and drinks and shit, because you definitely spent more on these tickets than I spent on our flight and hotel. But he also is really good at finding like value seats, like hella inexpensive, crazy, awesome seats. Like we're both just good at it. Like it's the same reason why I didn't miss a single Bears game for over a decade plus.
Yes, I saw. Yes, I keep seeing you at the Bears game too. So
Well,
I'm telling you, you're everywhere.
yeah. Well, I mean, I just love life and I want to live it.
That is true.
But yeah. So before I talk about the freelance show right quick, I just want to give a shout out to my homies over at Two Heels and a Face. They had me on as a guest this week on their podcast. I don't know. I think you met them at Warrior.
Yes, I met them at Warrior. It was the one where Brian Pillman Jr. got his haircut.
Yeah. You were like losing it over Frank. Yeah, that's.
Yes, I lost my voice. Fuck right. Frank the Clown.
Oh my. Well, okay. So anyway, Two Heels and a Face is a Chicago they're a wrestling podcast and they talk about all wrestling. But as they say on their Twitter, they believe that wrestling is a buffet. They embrace being different, and they talk about the Chicago Indies quite a bit. And so they had me on as their guest, and I'm sure you're going to be shocked, but I was really, really dorky.
What?
Yeah, it's shocking. I know. Definitely don't count the number. I don't understand why I did it when I was being interviewed, because I don't believe I do it on our podcast, but I said the word like more than I didn't. And I don't know if it's because I was super exhausted and just brain drained. And, I had worked at Pro Wrestling Tees all day. I was running on fumes. Like I've been doing 14, 18-hour days between Pro Wrestling Tees and other jobs like bartending and such. But I typically don't use the word like as a pause, as a mental pause, like and things like that.
Yeah, you're very good at not doing that.
But dude, do not take a drink every time I say the word like, because you will be blacked out in 20 minutes. But yes, I was so thankful that they had me on as a guest. We had a really good time. And they asked me some pretty hard questions, but I guess I came up with decent answers. They asked me my dream roster. I had to pick 10 people, 5 women, 5 men. And it kind of made my brain bleed. Then they asked me my MVP of freelance. And I was like, why are you doing this?
Oh.
Yeah, it was just
I could answer all that. I already have my answers for everything. Okay.
For what I would answer or what you would answer?
No, what I would answer. It's hard for you. Like I'm always gonna cheer for Eye Candy Elliott. He's always.
So check this. I love that we're so on the same page, babe. So they had Richard's like power rankings. He does the power rankings for them based on the freelance shows. And while I came to find out that the rules were it was based off the last show, not the entire month or the entire year, whatever. Not the whole season. So I was like, how is Ethan Page not even ranked and he's our champion? That's bogus. But and Richard and I pretty much have like similar views on wrestling. So I was kind of surprised that he put Eye Candy Elliott as number 5 out of 10. And I was like, absolutely not. He needs to be up.
Yeah, he
definitely
got it. I'll say 3. I'll say 3. But I've been paying attention. I've been paying attention over there. So I still hate GPA.
So. Yeah, well, you're gonna see him this week, and he's gonna be wrestling somebody that I said was one of the unsung heroes of freelance, Eric Cannon. Eric Cannon, I feel, is a very underrated wrestler.
Well, I hope he kicks the crap out of GPA. I hope. I hope he just. I don't know if he's still wearing the Cubs tights, but I just hope he just beats the Cub right off of his tight.
Oh no! It's the W flag, man.
The W flag. Okay, there it is. Yeah, I hope he just. Yeah, you know what? If it, oh, I see. I wish I was a booker there. If GPA, whenever he loses a match, he should fly the L. He should wear, and anytime he wins,
Oh,
he'll
dude.
to the next match he'll wear the W.
I'm
But
so gonna tell him that you said that. That is
yes,
amazing.
that's what he should do. But
I've never even thought of it. That's hilarious.
yeah. So
Well, yeah, so tomorrow night after SmackDown, and I'll be there. I'll be at so many wrestling shows this week, Patrick. Um, so tomorrow night after SmackDown, definitely check it out. Whether you meet us at Logan Square Auditorium, doors are at 8. Bell time is 9 p.m. So you can absolutely see the majority of the show, which is what I'm going to do. I'm leaving SmackDown to go to the good, the bad, and the smiley. That is our next installment of Freelance Wrestling.
I saw that.
Yeah, very, very excited. Boy, some of the matches. All right, so there's a 4-on-4 elimination match that I'm really hyped about. Speaking of our boy Eye Candy Elliott and my daddy Effie over here, we have Project Monix, so Pat Monix.
Pat Monix, yeah.
Yeah, Alex Olson.
Okay.
F and Joey Ryan.
Oh, wow. There's going to be a whole sausage fest right there. Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of dick flipping going on.
Yeah.
They are going to be taking on 2 of Isaiah Velasquez's students.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've seen Ashton Braven. Holy shnikes. If you don't know this cat, look alive, y'all, because he is one of, well, his his Twitter is _reason. And dude, no lie, this guy is sick. Like, he's advanced so quickly, it's almost insane. And his tag partner, or crony, if you will, Dean Jacobs, also another student of Isaiah Velasquez. Both of them insanely, insanely talented. They're going to be joining our boy Eye Candy Elliott and the one and only Isaiah Velasquez. So that's just one match. Like, that's insane. Just that match alone. It's going to be insane.
That's going to be crazy.
And then, yeah, so then we also have the world tag titles are going to be on the line. The aforementioned Workhorsemen are going to be taking on the Space Pirates. That's going to be a banger. I mean, it's going to be interesting because the Workhorsemen have had a lot of internal strife. So we'll see how that balances out in the ring. I don't know. It could produce. It might be a flop for them. Although I'd be surprised because they live up to their name, man.
Yeah.
Woo. Then we have the Gali Championship Scramble. So we have Jake Lander taking on Bandolero. Golden Dragon, Joe Alonzo, Arrow Boy, and Gringo Loco.
Oh, that's the homie. You know what's crazy is I think not that long ago, I think he grew his hair out, so I couldn't fucking recognize him on MWL for a little bit because he kind of had like a little scraggly thing going on, and I'm not used to that. I'm so used to him with the short hair. So yes, I am still paying attention to you, Gringo Loco. So yeah, crazy.
And then we have a singles match of Gregory Iron, the only professional wrestler with cerebral palsy. He is a badass and he is awesome.
Yeah.
And he is taking on the Diamond Tiger, Kobe Durst.
Okay.
So that's going to be a banger of a match. And then I'm so stoked for this. Pump Patrol is taking on No New Friends. Like, okay. So I know that AEW is tag division centric, but I love that Freelance always is bringing in new tag teams for people to like get with. Just some of the talent that they've been bringing in lately is just mind blowing. So if you're not familiar with either of these tag teams, get familiar with them because they are awesome. I forgot about this match. This is going to be this is going to be an awkward one, and I'm probably going to get a really good interview out of this one. It's kind of like the the breakup match, I guess. It's like, I don't know if you know, the last month, Kenny Sutra basically got bounced out of the Take It Home Wrestlers. So Darren Corbin is taking on Kenny Sutra. So that's going to be an intense, weird match.
I guess I had to side with Darren Corbin.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy. It sounds, I remember seeing, my only memory of Darren Corbin really is him taking on Nick Gage and getting the shit beat out of him. But
oh yeah.
So
that match was crazy.
Yeah.
And then of course we have your favorite GPA taking on Eric Cannon.
Yeah. You know who I'm rooting for. So
me? No.
Oh, of course. I always root for you. Yeah. So.
And then last but definitely not least, for the Freelance World Championship title, the returning Kylie Ray is taking on Ethan Page. So
that's going to be as washed up Jim Ross would say, a barn burner.
Barn burner.
Yeah.
It's going to be sick, man. I'm so stoked for it.
Holy shit. Yeah. So that does sound like a stacked card, just along also with everything going on in WWE this week. Holy shit. They really made Survivor Series look like a big 4 pay-per-view again this year.
Do you want me to just run down the matches real quick that they've already announced
for Survivor Series?
Well,
yeah,
I was going to do
War Games first. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure.
I mean, so the thing that I love about the NXT takeovers is that they keep them pretty short and tight. It's usually no more than 5 to 6 matches at the most.
Yeah.
But for War Games, so far, only 4 matches have been announced. So it'll be interesting to see if they fill it out a little bit, or if they're just going to let it go with these 4 because they are going to be so huge.
Uh-huh.
And I'll be very interested to see who does the main. I, of course, would prefer the women's War Game match to be the final match because it's the first ever women's War Games match. But we'll see. They couldn't give us a goddamn Evolution 2, so maybe they're going to give us 2 middle fingers and put the War Games.
You know what? I can see that closing. Just because I feel like the men's stuff is going to play more into the next night. Not to take nothing away from the women. I just feel like I think more NXT stuff is going to happen at Survivor Series. So
the 4 matches that we know of for War Games, and we'll just touch on it real quick. And if you want to say anything, feel free to. Is Pete Dunne versus Killian Dane versus Damian Priest.
This will be the match of the night. I'm just saying that right now. I think it will be the match of the
night. I think that's real hard to say because that's followed by the next 3 matches that we know of, which also could, each and every one of these could be match of the night.
Okay, but I might be jumping the gun. All right, let me hear the other matches because I literally have no idea what is what. Like I've been watching this last week, but I don't know what's been
well, and now
or whatever.
Keep in mind that is the triple threat match to determine the number 1 contender for the NXT Championship at Survivor Series. So whoever wins that match has a road to hell ahead of them still. Okay.
Yeah.
A singles match between, and I was kind of surprised to see this get put on there, but I'm also like kind of chomping at the bit for this. Matt Riddle, Finn Balor.
Oh shit! Damn, that could really be good too.
Right, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like that's a match I never knew I wanted, but now I feel like I need it.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be sick. Damn, my bad.
Very, very different styles. It could could be the contender for match of the night. Who knows?
Yeah.
And then the men's War Game match is the Undisputed Era. Of course, that's Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. Will be taking on Daddy, Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, Dominic Dijakovic, or Dominic Dijak, whatever. And by the way, Seth Rollins.
Hold on, what?
That's how it's listed on Wikipedia.
That doesn't make any sense, though. Hold on, so Seth Rollins is the last guy in the War Games for NXT? Like, is that that's not a typo?
This is what's listed.
Alrighty.
We'll see. We'll see. It could be a typo. It could still be a question mark, but I believe it is. I mean, that's how it's listed.
That is crazy. I'm shocked by that. That's all I can say about that. I'm very shocked by that. I didn't think that Seth Rollins would be a part of it because it don't make any sense. He has no. Okay, what's the next match? I don't want to hurt my brain no more.
I mean, Satan spinach, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, what's the next match?
Well, okay. So it is the women's war game match, which is Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae,
Great.
Tegan Knox,
Okay.
and Mia Yim.
Okay, good to see she getting some shine.
Yeah, no shit, right? I saw her at Full Sail a couple weeks ago. Damn, that kendo stick girl. Get it.
Yeah, she was going crazy with it. Yeah.
I know, it was great. Taking on my future ex-wife, Shayna Baszler, Io Shirai,
Beast.
Bianca Belair,
Okay.
and Kaylee Ray. So she's the NXT UK Women's Champ.
See, I was just about to ask, like, okay, I heard that name before, but I don't know.
Oh, she's a boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
all right. So I guess what I meant to say is that WWE or NXT hasn't done, I think, enough to introduce her to a person like me. That's kind of because I don't watch NXT UK like that. Like I watch their takeovers.
So they did bring her out recently as like basically like a shock edition. Like she came out and just destroyed people. And it was like, holy shit, who is she? You know what I mean? So I think that they're slowly trying to integrate the NXT UK more into the NXT and USA network. So I mean I've watched her for a number of years via Shimmer. That's how I got familiar with her. And she is a really, really solid talent. And when she got signed to NXT UK, I was like, oh my God, that makes perfect sense. She's really, really good. Really good.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna keep my eye out for her. So that pretty much wraps up NXT, those 4 matches.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's what they have listed. And keep in mind, Seth Rollins is listed as that mystery partner.
That's probably somebody. That's probably some fat ass neckbeard. Well, okay, I take that back. I
Don't
don't want to
body
say
shame.
that.
Don't
Okay,
body
I'm
shame.
sorry. Yeah, it's probably some dumbass. We can definitely mental shame people.
Well, you shouldn't do that either. But yes,
Okay,
I know what you mean.
all right, never mind. It's probably some neckbeard, wearing a fucking burn it down T-shirt that.
Or
fucking
he's wearing the man's man T-shirt.
Or he's probably wearing a fucking what was his name? Sweet Train Jones, winner fucking what's his name? Virgil. He was on AEW, so it could be that. But
he's wearing
so I guess
a Johnson T-shirt. What?
Yeah. Oh, that would have been amazing. Yeah. So
Right.
yeah.
Let me give you the lowdown on Survivor Series real quick, and then we'll wrap things up. So I have 8 matches for you, according to Wikipedia. And typically when I go to cards for pay-per-views, this is where I go because it's usually accurate information. Question mark? But fairly accurate.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's why I'm like, Seth Rollins, he's supposed to be wrestling on Sunday, but whatever. So we have Adam Cole versus the NXT TakeOver War Games triple threat winner, So it's going to either be Pete Dunne, Killian Dane, or Damian Priest.
Wait a minute, hold on. That's gonna be on Survivor Series.
Yeah.
So okay, so Adam Cole he's a part of just the War Games. Okay, for some reason I thought he was gonna do double duty. Well, I mean, technically he is because okay, I'm tripping. It's the weed. He's definitely doing double duty because he has the War Games on Saturday and then this match on Sunday. Okay, I get it. All right,
exactly. And then we have the Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan.
Should be a squash.
Well, we'll see. For the WWE Universal Championship.
If they're smart, should be a squash.
We have AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Roderick Strong for brand supremacy.
I saw someone make I think it was Nakamura. He put himself he put a picture of him and AJ and Roderick, and it said King, and then it said Strong, and then Styles. So like King of Strong style.
Oh, way to go, Shinsuke.
Yeah.
So real quick, Patrick, did you see that thing that I tweeted about the Malort 5-yarder, the run that we had at Nice?
Yes.
Where one of the regulars at the bar, he and his buddy showed up both wearing Shinsuke shirts. So of course I was like, oh, come on. And he's like, don't you worry about it, Val, we got it. And then they put this, like his buddy put this small amp on top of my pool table at work. And I was about to be like, excuse me, I can't. And then I saw him plug in a goddamn violin. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then right as this guy like was about to run the course, he like rips his t-shirt off and he has the full-on red outfit, like with the vest and the Shinsuke hair. Dude. Yeah. And his buddy played him in. Like he played Shinsuke's entrance music for him to run this race.
Yeah, that's not a motivational tool. Wow. And I'm assuming this is the same pool table at the headquarters at Nice. He did this. Yeah, see, that's history has been made on that that pool table. Can never get thrown away.
Yeah, never, ever. It was amazing. And I was like losing my mind and screaming. I was like singing in the whoa, and I was like screaming Kinshasa at people. And I was like, oh my God, this is my life. And they were like, yeah, we thought you'd appreciate it. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous that I didn't get to see that.
Yeah,
I didn't get to fucking what's the word? Participate in that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't.
It was insane. Anyway, so we have the 5-on-5 men's Survivor Series triple threat elimination match. It is Team Raw, which is Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Ricochet. Versus Team SmackDown, Roman Reigns, Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, he's back. He has his name back. Crazy.
Dude,
love it.
It feels good. It feels good to say that. All we need is a prince right in front of that, and it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman, King Corbin, and Shorty G. Versus.
Oh man.
I know.
That's a lackluster team. Even though it has Mustafa and Roman Reigns on it, I'm not a big fan of Braun anymore. I just feel like he's just there.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even want to start on King Corbin and Shorty G, but yeah. And then
versus versus Team NXT, which is to be determined based on what happens at War Games.
So I'm kind of lost at that because they haven't announced anybody, and it's not like whoever wins War Games at NXT Takeover, like they're not going to get this spot because I think Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, they're in another match on SmackDown. No, not SmackDown. I mean Survivor Series. So yeah, I'm kind of lost at that match. Like they haven't. So I guess it's just going to be a surprise, like who's going to be.
I mean, I was under the impression that if you win the War Games, then you go on for the triple threat elimination match. But
Right.
I mean, you're not wrong. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish are in the tag team supremacy match.
Yeah,
So
Roger Strong is in the fucking AJ Styles and Nakamura match. So is it going to be Keith Lee and Matt Riddle and Dijak and who
I mean,
Ciampa and
yeah,
Gargano?
maybe because Gargano's out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it might be, but I don't know. It's TBA to be
True.
added. So Team Raw for the women's is, and this is like baffling to me. Charlotte,
Okay. The
Natalia,
GOAT. Okay,
yeah,
Natalia.
goat, and the kitty cat.
Yeah.
Asuka,
Hill.
Kyrie,
Hill.
and Sarah Logan.
What?
Right. I mean, props for her. I'm stoked for her.
I
But
mean,
like, question mark?
I'm trying to think that I know there's someone else on Raw. Not to take anything away from Sarah Logan. I don't think I've even seen her on TV or even a part of the brawls where they've been. I don't know, but that
Right,
just
that's what I'm
goes.
saying.
It just goes to show that she's been such a afterthought for so long because she's been off TV. That's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
since the Riot Squad was split up, she's kind of been under the radar, like under the table, like just not even on the
Yeah,
chart. It's just weird. I mean, good for her, and she's not a bad wrestler by any means, but it's just kind of like question mark,
yeah. It's like wow. I wasn't expecting that. Okay.
Right. Right. Versus Team SmackDown of Sasha Banks, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Nikki Cross.
Mad random, but okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like, man, I threw some names at a wall, and this is what stuck together.
Yeah.
And then versus Team NXT, which is TBD or TBA, based on the War Games match.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the Brand Supremacy Triple Threat Tag Team match, which is the Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivar. They're the current Raw Tag Team Champions. The New Day, Xavier's out, so it's Big E and Kofi.
Yeah.
The Undisputed Era. So we'll see what happens there.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a decent match. I think that's going to be really good. Well, I really want to see Big E tangle up with like Eric or Ivar. So.
Oh yeah, that'll be good. And then we have the match that, of course, I hope doesn't get lost in the shuffle, but I worry it will. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to feel about this, other than you obviously know who I'm going for.
Yeah.
It's Becky Lynch representing Raw versus Bayley representing SmackDown versus Mrs. Capone representing Shayna Baszler representing the NXT Women's Championship. So, I mean, clearly I'm wearing Baszler t-shirt, duh. I'm going to wear Charlotte and Baszler underneath and hope that the women's 5-on-5 is before this. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, how you gonna do the shirt thing, But
I've done it. I've worn like 4 different shirts at shows before. It's like what Vince and I do. We just like wear extra shirts and change.
I will say this though. I think that is a possibility. This might be the last match. I can see this closing.
I would love it, but there's also one more match for the WWE Championship. And I don't know that this match would allow itself to be anywhere but the final, and I hope that it's not the main event or maybe I do, and that's when I go home early.
Okay, I know what match you're talking about. Okay.
It's
who are we talking about?
Rey Mysterio versus Brock Lesnar.
Definitely not going to be the last match. It will probably be the first match.
Oh God, I hope so, because I really just
I've been noticing the trend with Brock. Like he's been getting in and out. I know he did it at WrestleMania. He did it at Blood in the Sand, 1 or 2 or 3. Or I think at all of them. Like he's been like the first match. He hasn't closed out the show. No, except that one time when he went against the big dog in the cage. They closed it out. But he's been, and I don't see Rey Mysterio beating Brock at all. The only way I can see it being the last match is if Dominic is involved and he turns on his dad and he costs him the title. So that sets up Rey versus Dominic at WrestleMania. If not, someone please make me a booker. But that's the only way I can see
Oh my God,
that
I love you
going
so
on
much.
last. If it's not last, then it's first. Mark my words. So, but it looks like Survivor Series is gonna be fucking 7 hours long. So I gotta make sure I'm prepared for that and stuff like that. Like Saturday's gonna be such a long day for me. I gotta go to an event with my girlfriend like early in from like 9 to like 2, and then I gotta get prepared for like NXT and shit like that. So Saturday's gonna be a long fucking day for me, but I'm once again excited about watching wrestling, and I'm glad everybody's, I guess, flourishing. AEW's doing good. Um, Ring of Honor is still in a shithole.
Well,
Uh,
Ring of Honor is not doing great right
yeah,
now.
they're not, and it's
I mean,
so yeah,
more so Kelly Klein getting screwed big time, but
yeah. I heard about that. Yeah,
ugh,
like it's sad how at one point they were considered like number three. I would say it was always WWE in New Japan. I would say
right,
like a
right.
year ago, and then Ring of Honor, and now it's WWE, AEW. I want to say NWA, kind of. I know Lucha Underground's about to come back on for some strange reason, because I know they taped like 8 seasons like 7 years ago, and they're finally putting them out or whatever. Um, and then like Ring of Honor's like really down like on the totem pole. Like it's down there. Like if I knew it was something when I would rather watch NWA, and I think to me that's like super duper old school. Like that's old school. And Ring of Honor still has a lot of good people there, a lot of good wrestlers, and I know I saw like a live event, like someone took a picture of the audience, and it was like literally probably about 8 or 9 people there. So
Yeah, it's
sucks
really
for
rough.
yeah. So but well, when you yeah, I guess the saying is play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and you got people like Bully Ray down there fucking with fans, and then Joey Mercury dropping the fucking bomb on Twitter and everything, and just so much drama just coming from there. It sucks, and I will be looking forward to Impact buying Ring of Honor soon.
Yeah, my buddy Josh actually just he was the fan that got harassed by Bully Ray, and he
Yeah,
just tweeted out, "Do you think they'll interview me for the rise and fall of ROH DVD?" It's just
yeah,
like,
yeah. I
oh
say
my God,
yeah.
I love you so much.
He'll definitely be a part of that. But yeah, I see Impact picking him up or something. AEW should return the favor, because, like I said, if it wasn't for Ring of Honor helping them out on that show, um, I don't think All In would have been as successful as it was. Yeah, I know it was them and the Lucha
Well,
Brothers and stuff,
a
but
lot of it has to do with also, you were talking about Jimmy Havoc and Excalibur
yeah,
earlier. Like a lot of the guys on the roster worked PWG before they went to ROH.
yeah,
And
that's
Pro
true.
Wrestling Guerrilla, that's where Excalibur came from. So a lot of it subtly could have been Excalibur's doing.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think that guy gets nearly enough credit for being a phenomenal announcer. He is a really good commentator,
first
I
of all,
think.
he should get a raise for even
Like,
being next to Jim Ross, and it's so crazy. I remember watching Rio versus Emi Sakura the other it was maybe like 2 weeks ago,
yeah,
and
two shows ago.
by the way, that's my favorite wrestler in AEW is Emi. Um I
Mine
love her,
is,
Freddie Mercury,
oh yeah, for sure.
and Jim Ross was struggling so much to the point to he was just like just saying, damn it. Like, he couldn't get these names right. Like, I think he called Emmy like Amy and Emma. Jim Ross is over with. Like I said, there's two things in 2020 that I don't want to see. Jim Ross commentating, and I don't want to see Earl Hebner refereeing. And one last thing before we go off the air or whatever. I noticed something at Full Gear. I want to say it was probably the Cody match with Jericho. I personally don't think that was Earl Hebner. I think that was his brother that was refereeing, because we've seen Earl Hebner ref this year, and it's been kind of, to say the least, it's been rough. And this one, it was a little bit different, and I feel like that was Dave Hebner and that wasn't Earl. But that's just me. It's just high observation. But Val, it's always been great talking to you about wrestling. Like, it feels good to actually be back in podcasting and talking about this shit, because I've had so much to say, and plus, I had to get my own personal opinions out there. I still think Tony Khan's a money mark. What? But but yeah, it's always great to talk to you about wrestling. I miss talking to you about the wrestling stuff, and now I can actually sit down and actually enjoy the product, both of them, and try not to over analyze some of the bullshit, like fucking big dog costumes and shit like that. Just if I don't like something, I can just turn it off. Like, I'm not going to sit there and watch something that I don't like. So, and same thing with the Bobby Lashley and Rusev thing. I think that's probably one of the dumbest things I've seen in probably the last 5 years of wrestling. Like, I just and they're bringing up like fucking pregnancies and divorces and stuff like I think it's just dumb, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, it's always great to talk to you, Val. And sorry I blabbered a lot tonight. I just need to get my wrestling shit out of my system, and now I'm okay. Now I'm good.
I get it.
I am new.
I absolutely get it.
I am new. So knowing you, well, you say you're chilling. You're not going to be traveling. Well, Nashville.
Oh, no, I just did Nashville last week.
That's right.
I
got the weed. I gotta leave the weed alone. You just did that. Survivor Series is in Chicago. I forgot. So
yeah. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I will be at Allstate Arena. Friday night, tomorrow night, also at Logan Square Auditorium. Sunday morning, Bears game. Then Sunday night, Survivor Series.
You are. I'm telling you, you are everywhere.
Well, now I'm going to be home a lot because Pro Wrestling Tees is having a big sale. Definitely check it out. It starts tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. And so I'll be home because I'm going to be working there a bunch over the next couple weeks. And then I go to Disney December 2nd.
Okay. I'm going to make a bet. I'm probably going to make the bet, Shaggy. I need the over under how many times I'm going to see you this weekend on TV.
All right, pro tip, don't play a drinking game. That's all I know.
Okay. All right. So go ahead, get you some rest and all that stuff. Thank you for listening to us talk for by the time I edit this stuff, it'll be like an hour and 30 minutes. And I'll do all the bells and whistles and put all the music in the back and and all the stupid sound effects. Yeah, I want to put that in during Jordan Miles' fucking segment. But yeah, shout out to HCH and don't forget the super.